Okay, so there's lots of companies out there that are implementing software to help them with their recruitment process. For contractors, they may be using systems where there's large volumes of contracting recruitment, contingent workforce systems. They may be using things like Beeline, Fieldglass, and other systems similar to that. And that will manage the flow of the candidate from the sourcing, the interviewing, the onboarding, the timesheet, and the payment. But one thing that happens a lot within organizations, particularly when they're implementing them, is that they forget that once the team is onboarded and is using the systems, no one actually stays up to date and keeps those people trained. So a lot of the times it may be a new team that come in to implement and develop that system and make sure it's up and running, but then no one is there to make sure they're using the system properly. Any old job spec is thrown onto the system. No one's really communicating with the agency partners, and things fall down. And I think it's really important that if you're using these systems, if you're a company that's investing, a lot of money in these systems or paying a license fee to use these systems, that there is a process of engaging and onboarding and training both your internal team and your external providers to ensure you're getting the most out of it. The same applies if you're using internal systems for permanent hiring. Now, if you're a more small and agile company, or even one of the bigger ones, but with a smaller one, you might be using one of the cloud-based SaaS systems. You could be using like Greenhouse or Jibe or Workable or something similar like that. But again, it's really important that you take the time to train your, almost have a super user internally that is able to get the most out of the system, both for your internal team and any third-party organizations you work for. I've seen it many, many times where companies are not getting the best out of those systems. They're not giving their partners the best opportunity to use their systems. And in fact, actually what goes into it is not helping the candidate. And the candidate, after all, is then having a really bad experience and the whole thing falls down. So, these are really important things. And equally, allowing that information and that data to be correct in the first instance allows the company to be able to go back and actually report on that system accurately, rather than having not the right systems, not the right processes, or not the right training in place. I'd love to hear what you think if you've had an experience of this, particularly if you're a company that has implemented any of these contingent workforce systems, the software. How are you getting the most out of it, and how you can continue to train and develop your internal team so they can support your recruitment partners as well.